Hello, I'm Michael Diamond, and you're watching Muscle Central. Okay, much like in the Open Olympia class, the 212, we have a new champion, Sean Clarita. Uh, Let me first give my initial predictions for the 212. I picked Kamala Gogni to retain the title. I thought George Peterson would make a big splash and battle Al Gogni and ultimately place second. Sean Clarita, I had at third, but I also said I expected him to put on more muscle for this year. After all, he's very short, and he doesn't. I think last year he weighed in the 170s. I expect him to put on a little more muscle, but I also said that if he continues and the following year, 2021, he continues to put on muscle, then at that point he would be big enough to be battling right there for first or even take first. Uh, he surprised me. He didn't just put on a little bit of muscle. He put on a lot more muscle than I expected he would in this year's time. But I had him third, and Derek Lunsford, I accurately picked fourth. Uh, let's start with Derek. Now, he's been expected the last this year and the previous 2 years to be the next Mr. Olympia 212. He has two second place. His first appearance in the 212, third place, then two second place finishes. And I placed him at fourth for the simple reason is that he hasn't lived up to his hype. Much like Ramy has been up until now, hasn't lived up to his hype. And every time after showing he's being talked to, it's always the same thing. Okay, we made this mistake and we know what our mistake was, and we're not going to make the same mistake again, and we're going to come back next year, we're going to fix it. And it's the same mistake, obviously, over and over again. Now, the actual placings, we had Sean Clarita first, Kamala Gogni second, George Peterson third, as I said, Derek Lunsford fourth, and Alex Cabernero fifth. To be honest with you, Derek Lunsford should have been fifth. Alex Cabernero should have been fourth place in the show. Third place, George Peterson. I did expect him to be battling for first. We know he moved up from the classic physique division. I always thought he was more of a bodybuilder look than a classic physique, although he placed third in Olympia 2 years in a row. I always saw him more of as a bodybuilder type physique. I thought the 212 was made for him. Now, I'm not sure what weight he came in at. Let me say this. If he came in a number of pounds under the weight limit, what I would say is just work on putting on a few more pounds of solid muscle. I don't think he's going to ruin his physique. I think he can easily carry a lot more weight. Put on a few more pounds of muscle. Come back next year and see what happens. It's hard to say this when talking about George Peterson, but he actually, in my mind, he actually looked a little lean. Now, the reason why I say this is because he was taller than all his other competitors. He's a little on the tall side for a 212. In a classic physique, it really didn't matter because you had all different heights in there. Everything was separated by the height and weight. But in a 212, it's a little different. If, like I said, if he was a bit under the weight limit, I say he should just, for now, focus on putting on more muscle, bringing in a bigger package, and just see what it looks like on stage next to the other top 212s in the Olympia. He might have to think about going up more and stepping into the open. It's like I said, it's hard to tell right now. He still brought a great package. He still has one of the best backs, if not best back, out there right now. And I'm not just talking about a 212. I'm talking about in bodybuilding. His back is that good. I think it was a fair placing. See what happens next year. And depending on what happens, you might want to think about possibly moving up into the open division. First and second, Kamala Gogni, without a doubt, came in bigger, as good conditioning as before, maybe better. He bought a great package, but it just wasn't good enough to hold off Sean Clarita. Well, I think what it comes down to, even though he, like I said, he's taller than him, he's physically carrying more muscle, inch for inch. Sean Clarita has probably more muscle than everyone else. But Sean Clarita also has better structure. I thought so, and I think a lot of people have said the same thing. He looked like Ronnie Coleman mini-me up there. He was just packing so much muscle, and like I said, his structure was good. His midsection was tight. He put on a lot more muscle in 1 year than I thought he would. I think he put on about 12 pounds, 13 pounds of muscle. It was a close battle. Ultimately, I think Sean had the better structure. Inch for inch, he was carrying more muscle, and he knocked off the champ, Kamala Gogni. For the most part, I think the top 5 placings were almost right. Derek should not have been, like, once again, Derek should not have been fourth place over Alex Cabernero. But besides that, I have to agree with the results. And it was a great show, and that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you liked the video, I'm sorry, I screwed up my end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, and by all means, subscribe. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. Once again, this is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.